featuring the Princeton Tigers. We will begin with an opening statement from head coach Carla Berube, followed by questions for student athletes Ellie Mitchell and Grace Stone. Once the players are dismissed, questions for Coach Berube will follow. Reminder to those of you that are joining us in person and on Zoom to state your organization before asking your question, and also a reminder to those joining us on Zoom to use the raised hand function. Go ahead and coach.
First, I want to just say thanks to University of Utah. It was a great weekend. Put together a really great bracket round here, and first and second round. So thank you to everyone here, because I know it's a lot to put on a NCAA tournament. So surely we feel like we came up short of our goal, but I think we battled from minute 1 to minute 40, and I couldn't be prouder of my team and how hard we played. Some shots just didn't fall for us. They fouled a little bit too much, Utah is a very, very good team, very talented, hard to guard, really, really great at every position. So we had our work cut out for us, but I think we were right there, and I just told my team that I couldn't be prouder, and I'm just so happy that I get to coach them every single day, and when I put on my Princeton shirt every day and represent them, it's such a great gift. So this game doesn't define our season. We had an awesome ride, and our 5 seniors have been just incredible. They have been sort of just our nucleus, our glue, our everything, and Grace is one of them, and left this program in a really great place. They were sophomores when I got to Princeton, and they've just been amazing for me and my staff, and we'll miss them, and just so much. So.
Questions for the student athletes? John?
John Kuhn, Associated Press. Ellie, just looking at your totals, you were able to get 10 offensive rebounds tonight. And as a team, you guys were able to really crash the glass and get those second chances. And how important was that in terms of just being able to stay close to Utah and have a chance to win there at the end?
Yeah, I think it's a big thing for us. We always want to win the rebounding battle. I think, we get those second chances. It kind of deflates the other team. We get great open looks, so that's always a big focus for us. Came up short today, but it gets us those looks that we need.
Next question will come from Jen Hatfield on Zoom.
For either or both of you, throughout the game, it just struck me how much you guys just kept pushing, never looked frustrated, and I know you guys have done that all year. Just curious whether that grit that you showed today, is that something that each of you comes into Princeton with? Or is that something you developed during your Princeton careers? Can you just talk about that resilience that you showed a little bit?
I think that I can speak for Ellie that the second that this girl stepped foot on Princeton's campus, I think maybe when she was born with grit. That girl puts her body on the line every single day, every single practice, every game. I think you have to have it a little bit, and you have to learn it at this level. And I think that our team buys into that. It's something that we always preached, that toughness wins basketball games. And I think that, this team is really good because we do the dirty work. We do the work nobody else wants to do. And I'm really proud of us for that, because it always keeps us in basketball games. And you want to leave it all out the floor. You don't want to have any regrets. And, I think that when you play with all of your heart, it's hard to have those. So, yeah.
Yeah, just going off that, I think it's a team standard that we have. It's a 40-minute game. You're always in it until that last buzzer sounds. I think we all really buy into it. We kind of feed off of each other. So we're always going to fight, no matter how the game is going.
You knew that Alyssa Peely was going to be, Josh Furlan, KSL.com. You knew that Alyssa Peely was going to be tough, but now that you got a chance to face her, I mean, how difficult was it to play against her, and kind of what did she do that made it difficult on you guys?
Yeah, I mean, she's a great player. She definitely, you always have to be working on her. Even it's not a one-man job. I think we did a great job helping each other out. I was on her a lot of the time, but my teammates are coming to swarm, coming to dig. It also opens up opportunities for the rest of their team, which makes it tough. I think, Utah's a great team. I think, we could beat them. But she's a great player, She played a great game today.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you. All right, we're going to start with questions for head coach Carla Berube with William Alden on Zoom.
Bill Alden, Town Topics. Coach, you've talked about how this team came together after that 0-2 IB start. Just talk about the role the senior group played in that process to get you to this point today.
They had a huge hand in that. They all have different roles on this team, and they bought into what we needed from them. Two of them don't get a lot of minutes, but they are incredibly just important to us. The same as the Caitlin Chen. Everybody is, just their roles, player 1 through player 16 have just been just so important for us. And those 5 seniors have been the nucleus, our backbone, the players that I turn to when I need questions answered. And when we went down 0-2, we had a meeting, and the first thing Lexi Weger says is, like, what can I do? And how can I help? And that's just who they are. They're unselfish. They love their teammates. They love this program. And like I said, they've left it in a really great place. And I couldn't be more proud of them and thankful that I inherited them. And they've just been, so meaningful to me.
Josh Furlan, KSL.com. Coach, the Utah went up by 13 in that second quarter. What changed in your mind that allowed you guys to be able to just really kind of hone in and change the game and make it a close game?
Yeah, the first quarter was tough, and then parts of the second. I think we finally clicked a little bit better defensively toward the end of the second quarter, and started really helping each other out, helping inside, doing a better job of containing. I thought they were getting to the rim on us a lot. But they're tough, when you shoot the 3 as well as they do. Typically, I know they didn't tonight, but you really have to run them off the 3-point line. And then, they got to the rim, or they, dump off passes to Peely and Johnson. And they just have so many, threats out there. And, we just came together. And I thought defended a lot better from that point on in the second quarter throughout the rest of the game. There was some fouling that we did, and put them on the line where they got a lot of points that way. It's just tough because we play aggressive defense, I think at times we're just a second late on things, but huge credit to my players for just battling the whole time, never giving up. And that's that toughness, that physical toughness, but it's the mental toughness that they show game in and game out. That's what you saw tonight. You saw it on Friday night, and that's who we are.
Next question will come from Jen Hatfield on Zoom.
Jen Hatfield, the next. Carla, your players talked about the rebounding a little bit, and kind of building off of that. I don't remember what the exact numbers were, but the rebounding disparity was pretty big early in the game. But then in the third quarter, it seemed like something flipped, and you guys really closed the rebounding gap. What do you think changed as far as you guys getting more rebounds late in the game when you were making that push?
Well, we weren't making a lot of shots, so we needed to get some second chance opportunities, and I think they said we got to get after these. And they're a good transition team, so it's hard to send everybody on the offensive glass, but I think everybody was doing it because we needed those second chance opportunities. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a lot of defensive rebounds because they made a lot of shots and they got to the free throw line a lot and made their free throws. And so, yeah, and we definitely made a push. We talk about, getting those second chance opportunities, and we took that to heart. And Ellie's gonna, she's gonna go after every single rebound she possibly can.
Isabel Rodriguez with the Daily Princetonian. Coach, I mean, it seemed like you guys were trying a couple different defensive options on Alyssa Peely and a couple of the other post players from the second quarter to the third quarter. Can you maybe just talk a little bit about the different options you guys tried and what ended up being most successful for you?
Yeah. Ellie got into a little bit of foul trouble in that second quarter, and I thought Parker Hill came in and gave us some really good minutes. There are times where we had to switch on her, which is really tough to put our guards on her. But, we were sending doubles anytime she put the ball on the floor, trying to take away baseline, which she's really good at scoring. I thought Ellie did a really good job, frustrated her. But there were just, I think, too many fouls. But, yeah, I think, she's a full team responsibility. It's not just on, one player. And, I thought we did a pretty good job. I mean, they ended up scoring 63, but, there was a lot of fouls at the end. They were in the 50s. If you said you're going to keep Utah in the 50s, you feel good about your chances. Yeah, I feel pretty good. But, we shot 28%. That's tough. You got to make shots to win basketball games. So I don't necessarily think it was our defense tonight. We just didn't make the shots that, we've been making and during the season, whether it's our legs were tired or, just sometimes you don't come up with those shots.
Any other questions for Coach?
Coach, I just want to ask you quickly I think it was yesterday, you talked about kind of what your opinions were about neutral courts, now having experienced this game and how much of an impact the crowd seemed to have. Any extra thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a great atmosphere for women's basketball. If we could go to a neutral court and we can have a crowd like that, sure. But until, we can figure that out and make that happen, I don't know. I think you're going to still have, these games at the highest seed. So I don't think that was the reason why we lost the game. I think any great crowd just energizes you. That's how you want to play. You want to play on a stage like this and in front of women's basketball fans. I think it's great for the game. I know it hasn't always been like that at Utah, and I think Coach Roberts has done an amazing job to get this program where it is. And I think good things are happening at Princeton too. Princeton basketball is on the map, and just want more and more women's basketball fans out there. So the neutral court, what I say about it's not going to make a big difference, but I will say that it was really fun to be here and on this stage.
That was your final question. Thank you.